Oh, well, glory be and mercy me. We've done it yet again. Here we are. Walk through the graveyard. Today we are talking about the capitalist death cult's Neo-McCarthian Agenda. This is something that I've been kind of unwilling to talk about for a little while because I'm a small channel and it does kind of delve into something that seems a bit conspiracy-minded. But David Dole of the Rational National came out and created a video claiming that he is experiencing a throttling or a deprioritization within the algorithm of YouTube that I have to admit I have also been experiencing, and I almost guarantee that most leftist channels are beginning to experience. It seems to me that we are entering a phase of the internet that can cleanly be called Neo-McCarthian, that the goal now of the capitalist death cult is to not even allow leftists to have a platform from which to speak. That if they do have the platform, such as I have right here, that will never be recommended, will never be sent around. Recommends will always direct you to what they call authoritative sources. So you'll see a lot of like Seth Meyers, right? So at the end of a video, let's say you're watching something like David Dole, right? Well, the recommend at the end of the video isn't going to take you to someone like me. It's not going to take you to Hakeem. It's not going to take you to other leftist independent media sources. It's going to take you to Seth Meyers, right? And that's something I've been noticing a lot. It's going to take you to Stephen Colbert. It's going to take you to Joe Rogan. It's going to take you to these places. Because the goal, ultimately, is to ensure that the people who are embedded in the corporate power structure, the people who are operating for the benefit of the capitalist death cult, are the ones who are getting the most amount of views, are the ones that are being put in front of us most prominently. This is why in the last 5 years, CNN, ABC, Fox, all of these hackneyed liars, frauds, these far-right, insane sources that lied us into the Iraq War, that were caught completely off guard when Hillary Clinton lost an election to Donald Trump. These people are being put in front of us, and their channels have grown exponentially because they're the ones that are being jammed in front of us. While channels like mine are experiencing a complete decline in viewership, a decline in the amount of times we're even shown to people by organizations like YouTube. The goal here is to simply not even have the debate at all. You see this writ large with the National Post's new propaganda series, the Capitalist Manifesto. Well, the Capitalist Manifesto is incoherent nonsense from start to finish. I've read maybe 12 articles now that have been released on this, and not once are they talking about labor. They're not engaging the conversation seriously because they're not serious commentators. They're not attempting to actually understand the subject. They're attempting to deceive the populace. And it's becoming so obvious now that anyone can see it and anyone can point out why, which is why they need to suppress anyone who is attempting to stand up and mention anything about this. And they're doing it by simply allowing us to speak on the platform, but then never sending us around, never showing us. In the early days of my channel, I could get 200 subscribers in a month. This month I'm getting 25. And it is because YouTube is showing me less. And of course, this is happening right as I am about to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is the magic number. That's when this channel changes. That's when things happen for this channel. And so no surprise to me that I'm experiencing extreme throttling right before that happens. That means that it's up to you guys to like, share, subscribe, to send it around, right? It is word of mouth at this point that gets it done. That YouTube is not going to recommend this to people. YouTube is not going to allow communist ideas to spread throughout the populace through its platform. It's almost explicitly stating that as the truth. And where this becomes extra terrifying, right, is that we are about to enter a phase of the Internet 3.0. Right now we're in the Internet 2.0, where the infrastructure of the Internet itself is open source. Anyone can open any website they like and do anything they like on the Internet, right? And there isn't much for anyone to be able to stop them. Well, it is now. We are now beginning to see lobby groups. We are now beginning to see Congress people and senators talking about this Internet 3.0, where the infrastructure of the Internet itself will be able to be invested in and purchased. Well, who do you think is going to become the investors here? Who do you think is going to own that infrastructure, right? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be Jeff Bezos, right? And do you think Jeff Bezos is going to want independent leftists and communists talking on the Internet, right? Do you think that Jeff Bezos wants people like Richard Wolff, Chris Hedges, Noam Chomsky to be freely available on the Internet, right? So we are going to enter something of a cleansing of the Internet with Internet 3.0. Should that actually manifest itself, and given the gullibility and the sleepiness of the populace, it's extremely likely that that will happen. And then that's sort of the end of it, right? This takes a very personal note for me, because I've been told my whole life, oh, you just need to pull your bootstraps up and work harder, and the capitalism is the greatest system in the world. You just need to blah, 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 blah. Capitalism has always betrayed me. Always. Every endeavor I have ever attempted to embark upon, I have been overtly and aggressively betrayed. Bosses who have stolen my wages. Simply, I have seen people get fired simply because the CEO doesn't like the way they look. That's not an overstatement. They said that out loud to us as it was happening. I have attempted to build my own business and had it collapse for nefarious reasons. Like, I've been let go, I've been shit on. Nothing that I do works in this capitalist society, because this capitalist society doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. And how many times do I need to experience it myself and see that same experience occur to everyone else around me before we are all willing to accept that the system itself does not work? This system of capital is not only incapable of actually allowing anyone to even pursue the goals capitalism claims to state it supports, but now it's also going to start silencing the voices like mine that are standing up and pointing out what is obviously true for everyone. And so when it came to this channel, I've always been waiting for the second shoe to drop, because things are going very well as far as I'm concerned. Things are going very well for this channel. I'm putting in the work, I'm putting in the effort, doing the daily grind, making it happen, right? The channel is steadily growing in spite of the throttling. But the second shoe will drop. And voices like mine will simply be censored, will simply be chased out of the conversation, because just like in the McCarthy period, right? Communism will be assumed to be this great, enormous, negative bad, right? Are you or are you not a member of the Chinese Communist Party, right? Like, these things will return. And right now, they're just being as insidious as they can. So they don't need to have the big tribunals. They don't need to have the big conversations, because the goal is to not talk about it. That's the goal, is to simply not talk about it. Well, even if they do get me, even if this whole thing falls apart, I'm gonna keep doing this. If I have to fucking go get a ham radio and sit there with the ham radio and talk on goddamn ham radio to get this message out to people, I'm gonna do it. Because the truth cannot be stopped. We live in a capitalist death cult. It is erecting methods to expunge from its ranks anyone talking reasonably, any rational conversation, anyone who wants to believe that, hey, maybe there's a better way to structure the society than give all of the power to 5 psychopaths. Maybe that's the case. All right, guys, I'm at the end of this one. Please like, please share, please subscribe. It's only you guys that are getting more subscribers for this channel for me, honestly. YouTube's not sending it around. No one's sending it around. If they're going after guys like David Dole, they're certainly going to go after guys like me. Please let your friends and family know that I exist. Please let people know that there are leftist voices in the conversation who we have to support. Speaking of support, I got my Patreon down below. Think about donating $1. Even $1 helps. These guys are trying to make us all homeless. They're trying to throw us into the streets. They're trying to impoverish us so that, David Thompson can have an extra $10 billion for whatever reason. Always remember, guys, you are a quantum being walking around in quantum energy. These billionaires are spending hundreds of billions of dollars trying to make sure that you never realize it. Because if you do, you might realize that you're just as valid as they are. Makes you harder to enslave. Rebel. Revolt. Repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.